All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. We want to welcome all of you to our early college meeting, whether your student is new to the program or whether this is multiple years in. You will get quite a bit of information today, and you'll have the opportunity to ask questions. So, without further ado, who's up first? Jackie. All right, Miss Foy is up.
The next slide. That one? Oh, okay. Everybody has. Okay, that's not my slide. It's yours. Huh? Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Miss Barwick. I teach. Well, I will be. That's a bright light. I will be teaching the college and careers prep class for the sophomores and college entrance class. The college and careers prep class was basically study skills and interpersonal skills. College entrance is we are doing a new program called Ivy Prep that we're partnering with Ivy Tech to do it. So for that's a way to get you qualified for dual credit classes. So there's 3 ways. The first way is they take an AccuPlacer test. For sentence skills, they need an 80. Reading, they need 76. And for math, they need a 74. You can also qualify for dual credit using your PSAT scores. Writing, you need to get a 26. Reading, a 25. And math, a 24.5. If you're unable to receive those scores, that's what Ivy Prep is for. So Ivy Prep is an online program. A lot of your kids do ALEX or Khan Academy, so it's kind of like that. They're doing work through the program, and if they receive a score of 95, then they will be qualified for dual credit classes. So the 3 ones are writing, reading, and math. Yeah. That's all.
Okay. Okay. All right, so they needed me to talk a little bit about rigor and expectations. So those of you that have students that have been in the program for a while know that this is definitely an amped up level of work from some of the general classes. And those of you that might have students coming into the program, we've noticed that there's kind of a learning curve that takes place at the beginning, like students adjusting to a higher level of homework, a higher level of reading, bigger assignments, more expectations. So as I put up there, homework, you should expect it, and students, you should learn to embrace it, okay, as a way that you are enhancing your learning outside the classroom, because this is really good preparation for college. So the general rule of thumb in college is for every hour you spend at class, you have 2 to 3 hours of homework outside of class. Now, we're not doing that yet here at the high school level, realizing that they are still high school students, but the goal is that they will exit the program and go to college. So we're trying to get them used to that mindset that, yes, we do have homework regularly. Okay. So, and I know in my classes at the beginning of the year, I start with my students and I have them repeat after me, like, we are now college students. College students do homework, okay, because the first couple of assignments, only a few of them do it. And I'm like, okay, guys, well, this is the rules of the game here. So it does take some adjustment in mindset. Okay. So another expectation is that due dates and deadlines matter. So in some of the other classes they may have taken in the past, deadlines may be a little lax, like you can turn things in whenever you feel like it. Teachers will still give you full or partial credit. In college, the expectation is most college professors don't take late work at all, like period. I'm the mother of 2 college students right now, and they tell me that if a paper is due at 11:59 p.m. and they tried to turn it in at midnight or 12:01, 0. Nothing, no credit. Okay. So, and again, we're not being that harsh yet because we understand they're still in high school, but we're trying to get them ready for that. So that's not a huge shock when they do go away to college. Okay. Some of us in the program have the college expectation of no do-overs on some tests and assignments. Okay. Because again, that's usually what happens in college. Tests in college usually are one and done. And if they vomit, they vomit. Now we are, again, easing them into that. So some things are redoable, like I teach English and writing assignments are always revisable in my class because I want them to learn and grow as writers. Okay, but you might hear your students saying some of those things. Okay, communication with instructors is key. I know in my classes, to prepare them for college, I tell them that I don't accept any work without communication. So if they need to turn an assignment in late, that needs to be accompanied with a conversation with me or an email. And they need to ask permission to turn in something late. It's not just, I didn't get to that and I'll turn it in when I feel like it. Communication is key because, again, that's what happens in college. Okay, so, and just a reminder that if they are working toward an academic honors diploma, these are weighted classes just like our AP classes are, and they would need to be aiming for a C or higher to qualify for the academic honors diploma. Okay, and I think I probably already talked about everything in the slideshow so you can see. Okay. That's okay. All right, there's that.
Okay, if we can interrupt, we're gonna have student talk because she is needed in another place.
Okay, one of the things, we have a mic now. One of the things we're gonna do is we have some students here, they're gonna give you some testimonies about the early college program, just to give you a feel as to what the expectations as well as the benefits are. And I know one of the things that as we go through this and we talk about the rigor and such, much of this is giving your students an experience that'll be valuable down the road when they enter college, as well as giving them opportunities to earn college credit prior to college when it's for free. You like that, right, parents? For the most part, anywho. All right, come on, Janaea. First, student testimony. So tell
Sorry,
us about
I
your
look like a
experience.
mess. It's okay. What can I say about early college? Take it seriously. It's not a joke. Trust me, parents. You'll really enjoy when you don't have to pay for these classes when your kids go to college. You're saving thousands of dollars by your child being in this program. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard. If you don't focus and take it seriously, you'll probably regret it later. We started out with about 40 people and we're down to what, 18? About that number. So if you're gonna take the time and effort to be in this program, make sure your child's taking it seriously. Be really involved with your child. Keep up with them. Be like, hey, how's it going? Do you need any help with anything? Encourage them to communicate with their teachers if they're struggling in a class, because, that can be hard sometimes. But all in all, like with me being a person going to college, I'm really looking forward to not having that extra load of classes to do my freshman year.
How many credits have you done?
From the Minuteman U, I have 30 credits. From my other classes, I think I have 8 or 14.
14. So 30, 44.
So I have 44 credits at the end of this year.
Yeah, that's right.
I realized how bright that was. So the early college program for me, you have to take it seriously, like Janaea said. Ask your teachers for help, and with ISTEP, it helped me a lot because English I was not passing at all, but then after I took Miss Boy's class, I learned how to write and take all of my English together, and I passed plus it. So, so the early college helps out a lot.
What year are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. Where are you headed?
IUPUI.
How many credits?
Well, there was a situation.
It's fine, you're a part of it, that's all that matters.
I think I got 3, but there's a problem with acuplacer, and I didn't find out till later. But it was still a good experience for me, so I know like when I go into college and all the work that I have to do.
Right. You've experienced. You want to go next one? You want to go?
Alright, I gotta apologize for the voice, getting over a little sickness here, but that's alright. I still love the opportunity to come and speak in front of you guys. I gotta say what they're all saying. The early college program definitely is worth it. Definitely something to get into. This coming fall, I'm going to be attending Western Michigan University for aviational flight science, be like a commercial pilot. I got 30 credits throughout the program, even though Western's only accepting 20 credits, and that's all right. That's only because of my major. That's not just the college. And I know in Indiana, I'm sure a lot of you guys heard, a lot of the Indiana schools have to take the credits, and every school in Indiana are going to take the credits. And then it's a different story for out of school or out of state. Like Western is going to take them. I know Southwestern Michigan, Central Michigan, and I'm sure there's a ton of others that will take the credits, even though they're not required to. And I know it's really worth it. I'm receiving 20 credits. Usually a college year is 30 college credits. And so it's like I'm taking 2/3 of a year off of college. And if I got all 30 credits, it'd be like taking a year off of college. And I see a lot of parents out here looking, my dad's on me to really find the scholarships. And this is a scholarship in itself. And I know, like, last year I know it was like $23,000 a year. And I know like Bethel and all these colleges are like $30,000 a year. This is a $30,000 scholarship in itself. Even though you're not getting paid anything, you don't have to, it's like time off of school. And so that there's huge benefits of being in this program. And I know it doesn't feel like it when you're going to high school or you're going through these hard classes, but when you're in your senior year and you can see the finish line, it's so worth it. I guess some tips I can have for the sophomores coming up is you don't really have to love or be friends with everybody in the program, but at least don't make enemies. Because you're gonna be with these guys every class, like for the next 3 years. You're gonna be with them. And I know the few of us, like Chloe said, the few of us that are left, we're all like a family. And like I know Mr. Stutzman and Mrs. Allen, they see us come in and they said they have like a different vibe because we all talk and we all know each other and it's really nice. So I guess another piece of advice I would have, I know it doesn't sound nice and I know a lot of people don't like doing it. I didn't like doing it, but staying after school, if your teacher stays after school and you need help, you should be after school with them because that really helped me. They got my grades up. When you have one-on-one with a teacher, they can really help you. And it's because during the day they have 30 students attend you, but if it's just one-on-one, even 5 minutes can help you so much. And I guess the last thing would be I didn't know about the IB prep, but the IB prep definitely would help if you can't pass the AccuPlacer or the PSAT. And I know when we were going through, everyone calls it the guinea pig generation because we were the first generation to go through. And we didn't really know about AccuPlacer. We didn't know you had to pass that. We didn't take it serious. So really take AccuPlacer serious, maybe study for it. PSAT can also get you in the program. I guess now IB prep can also get you in. So really take that serious and for these college credits. So, all right, thank you. That's all I got.
So Cameron also got to experience a little something different that we did with our seniors. I'm Mrs. Shippey, I'm the school counselor part of early college. And we kind of created a special scenario so that Cameron could actually get his private pilot's license as part of his program. So he's not only going to Western with 30 credits, but 20 transferring and his private license. So he's saving a good amount of money for his family, which is pretty exciting. So any other students here? Or just these three? Okay, so awesome. So they kind of already did my presentation for me, which I'm super excited. So you can't predict the future, can you? So one of the things that we want to reinforce is that 90% of our students want to move on to college and their families want them to move on. And we know that with high expectations and rigor and support, our students are going to be ready, and that's what this program is about, okay? I think I can. You've heard that over and over, ever since you were little, reading it in the books. Early college is a safe place for students to test their abilities, so they can step up to rigor with lots of support, lots of guidance, and lots of hand-holding if they need it. And we want them to walk into the next level of classes every year, knowing that they can do it. Will I ever use this? What do you guys think? You gonna use this in college?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely gonna use it. So the rigor of the math, science, and English skills that they take with them are gonna be the foundation for what they're building on to go into their majors in the future. Everyone else is doing it. So programs expose college students to what their upper level peers are. So the sophomores now are seeing what the juniors are doing and then what the seniors are doing. And so we're trying to create that college-going atmosphere for kids that may have never experienced that while they're here. They're able to go back to the teachers that they have their sophomore year, junior year, and senior year to use those experiences to build on as they go forward. And great expectations equal high achievements, okay? So giving them the rigor early on and showing them piece by piece how to put it together is gonna lead them into the future, okay? One more. So let's talk about a little bit of money, because I know that parents are all about money. I have a senior who's graduating as part of an early college program too. So these numbers were a tad scary to me when I took a look at what the final cost was. So you're not only looking at just tuition. If a student's transferring 30 credits into a university, that's 1 full year that you're taking off the top. So 1 full year of all state includes tuition and room and board, so that's 20,000. If you look a little further down, you can see the numbers go up and down. So if a student wanted to continue at Ivy Tech and transfer, you're looking at a savings of $3,300. You're taking, not even needing to purchase for them, and they would be able to continue at least another year and move forward to another 4-year school or to continue at Ivy Tech. University of Notre Dame's down there, that big one, those credits transfer to any of the Indiana State universities. So you want to look really closely at the possibilities of what this can save for your family in the future. If a student transfers in 15 core credits, they're saving about half of that tuition, at least a half a year. And then with some other experiences and things like that, like Cameron's doing with this flight license, I think you said you were saving anywhere between 10 and 12,000. On top of that, he wouldn't have to pay for flight lessons at Western. So it's an awesome opportunity for you and your family, for your student, and for the future.
You're good.
So like I said, Ms. Lebroni and I are mainly the teachers for the sophomores. She does the English and I do the college and careers and the college entrance as well as Algebra 2. One of the other things with the sophomore year is in the fall we will be going to Ivy Tech as a college visit, and then in the spring we go to Southwestern Michigan.
And that was a really great experience for us when we went just a couple weeks ago to Southwestern Michigan College. It's quite close. It's a community college. It's really well known in Michigan as a really high quality community college. And it really helps kids just at a sophomore year to get an idea of, okay, if I went to a small college like this and I could live on campus, it really made a great impression on them and got them thinking about what am I going to be looking for in a college, and so our plan is to do visits junior year and senior year also, so that we're getting kids out and they can see, what are the possibilities and what kinds of things are important to me in a school that I might look at in the future. The sophomore year, Kate and I, Ms. Barwick and I were talking a few minutes ago. So the classes that our kids are taking as sophomores, the English and the math class, will no longer be an Ivy Tech credit, but it's still very important for your students who are entering as sophomores because we have that group of early college kids and we know that we're getting them ready for the college credit classes they will be taking as juniors and seniors. So it's a good transitional year. The rigor, the expectations are more than if they were in a regular English 10 class, for example. But we're also transitioning, and so we're very much thinking of the skills of what are they going to need as a junior, in my case in English, and what can I also do to help them prepare for their senior English class as well. So it's a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm thinking soft landing, but it's actually the opposite. It's a gradual ramping up, and so the first trimester or first semester it'll be next year is more rigorous than the regular 10th grade, but the second semester is more, and so we're gradually raising those expectations, giving a lot of support, but definitely they finish their sophomore year and then they're ready to go on for their classes that will be for credit. Just something to add to that nobody's mentioned. A couple of students mentioned that maybe they didn't get all their credits because of an AccuPlacer score, etc. Let's say there are credits that you don't get because you didn't meet that. You still have those early college classes on your transcript. That matters to colleges when they're looking at, are we going to take you? Because they want to see a regular schedule in high school. And the skills are getting you ready for college. So yes, we'd love for you to get all the credits and that's going to save you the most money. But that doesn't mean that if you have a few classes where you don't get the credit, you're still benefiting a lot from it. Maybe a scholarship, maybe getting into a school that you might not have gotten into otherwise, and be ready to go to that school. So.
Lori, are you in this too? Should they take your class, juniors? No? Okay, so I'm Jackie Foy, and I teach the writing classes at the junior level. So I think my English classes are the only ones where they actually get separate credits for the first and the second semester. So they're actually different course titles through Ivy Tech. So the first semester, so we're going to semesters next year. So the first semester is basically the equivalent of freshman composition, which every college student, no matter where you go in the nation, has to take and pass. Okay, so that's like a foundational writing course where we learn how to do research, how to structure essays, that sort of thing. And then the second half of the course is called Argument and Persuasion. So then that's just a little bit higher level and focusing just on the argumentative type writing. And then I teach them how to do like more advanced levels of research and supporting their ideas with sources and all of that kind of good stuff. Okay, so that course is definitely designed to get them ready for the kind of writing that they'll have to do no matter what they major in college.
My name is Martha Schaff, and I teach the early college biology classes. And I would echo what a lot of them have said. It is a ramping up. A lot of the students who take my classes, they will complain with the biology. This is hard. This is harder than what we've had to do. And I said, yes, because we're asking you to do critical thinking. This is no longer memorizing something or repeating facts back, things like that. At this point, we expect you to learn the information, to know it, and be able to work with it in order to derive new answers and look at new things along those lines. Something else that we did this year with the juniors, Susan Utley and I took a group to Ball State University to go down and tour the campus, and real successful. The kids really enjoyed the trip and gave them, it was a great feel to be on a college campus, a big college campus. Good size, it wasn't Purdue size, but a good size college campus. Their takeaway was they saw we were in the library, we were watching students actually being students, working, studying, working with other people, being in study groups, things that a lot of times work to make students successful in a college situation. They were a little bit surprised about the dorms. They're like, oh my land, how am I gonna live in an area this small? I have to share it with somebody? And we said, yes, but you're not spending a lot of time in the dorms. You know, you're out in classes, you're out doing activities, you're doing other things. And part of this is learning how to deal with other people. Because you're probably gonna have a roommate that you will not know. And part of that is learning to work along with other people and figure out how to build relationships and things like that outside of it. But definitely it is a step up from the regular classes, and you have to be focused and you have to be motivated and you have to be committed that you can do this. And then we have levels of success. And I would say, as Karen said, talk to your teachers if you're having trouble. Please come to us. The one-on-one is invaluable. What you might not get in 30, 40, 50 minutes of class, we might be able to get through to you in 5 to 10 minutes of a one-on-one where we can identify where the disconnect is and get that fixed. Really, really important.
My name is Susan Utley, and I teach dual credit. That is not a part of early college. I have a health class that is a dual credit, and then I do early childhood classes, and starting next year, I'll be doing an education course that we're going to nickname cadet teaching, because if you're interested in teaching, this will get you in a classroom, helping a teacher, learning to do lesson plans, learning to work with students in the lower elementary level. So I'm really excited about where that program is going. And in the early college, we now have many pathways that you can choose. And right now, just this week, early childhood education has been identified as one of the places that we are desperately needing teachers. So this is a good way to see, is that a fit for you? And maybe it isn't. Maybe you want to do a different age. Maybe you want to do something else. But it gives you a chance to try that and see if that is something that you might want to do. And you still get the dual credit. And then, like, when I went to college, I changed my major so many times. My dad said, I'm going to stop paying if you don't pick a major and stick with it. So in high school, if we give them those chances to try different things, then they can figure out a little bit better what they might love or might want to do. And some of those dual credits that I teach gives them that opportunity.
Okay, I'm Kathy Green, and I teach the senior English class, which is primarily lit analysis. And so I have reaped I'm really reaping the benefit of having my colleagues shape these awesome human beings, and then I get them as seniors where they're resilient, they're strong, they're confident, they're okay with taking risks with their learning because they feel well supported. And I appreciate the maturity that they bring to me. As Cameron said, you're a family. I always said, yeah, you're my little dysfunctional family, aren't you? Because they know each other so well. They can finish each other's sentences. They can predict how the person's going to react. And yet we all support each other through this. And I think that is unique to having a class like this, is that there's a lot of support, and it's not just coming from the teacher, it's coming from each other as we work through the rigor of a class like this. I also teach AP Lit, and so that is also where they are earning college credit. And so I know how high the bar can be set. I also know the necessary scaffolding to get them there. And so with early college, they come to me and we build the bridges to get them so that they are truly exiting my course with the same skill as the AP as far as analysis and being able to critically break down a text. Typically you think of English classes as a who, what, where, why. But with a college level class, it's the how. You're getting into the how the author shapes the text and creates the effect. And it takes a lot of critical thinking and abstract thought. And so we build the bridges to get there. And I've been nothing but pleased as we've gone through our year together. I didn't know what to expect. This is my first year teaching dual credit. And I thought, okay, do I aim too high, too low? Where are we at? And I found that they met me no matter where I placed the bar, so I kept pushing it up. And so the first trimester, which will be semesters next year, we read 3 major works and just tore that apart and broke it down. And then they are independently reading one now as we were going through poetry and so forth. And so there's constant reading, constant writing. And yet, here we are, a few weeks away from graduation, and everybody's surviving, and they're doing well, and they're thriving. And so I can't tell you how proud I am of them. Please, please, please step outside, go to the right, and look at the display case. This is our Minuteman U, our first year, and you can see some faces, and they have with them some evidence of where they're going next, and you can see how proud they are of what they have done.
I'm Lori Allen. I teach dual credit U.S. history and dual credit political science. So it would U.S. government here at Concord, but then it would be political science 101 at Ivy Tech. I just want to say that I did a little quick math, and Janaea has just saved her family $15,000, and that's great. I'm my third child will be graduating from Purdue on Mother's Day, and boy, would I have liked that. So that is, as a parent, that is awesome. As a teacher, it's such a privilege to have these kids, and they want to be there. They do the work. They care. They really have. They're great, and they do work great together. That's fun. But I also wanted to mention the piece that's collaboration. I think maybe the second year I taught this, I was shocked that the kids didn't know how to do an outline. I was trying to tell them that, outline your chapters. The chapters are long, right, Cameron and Chloe? Yeah, they're long. Their history book is 1,000 pages. So it's okay though, they can do it. So in any event, I said out, and they're like, I don't even know. And some of them, they're very bright children, but they didn't know the Roman numerals. I'm scratching my head going, boy, am I old. So Mrs. Foy and I worked together. She, in her English class, worked with them on how to do an outline, and wow. So that's really cool too, because the early college teachers are also we collaborate, and that's a benefit for your children as well. I think that's all. Oh, I do have a syllabus if anybody wants to look up political science. Rock, yes, I saw you over there. Okay.
So as far as parent involvement is concerned, Ms. Tahar is going to talk a little bit about that, but as you've heard, this is a cohort, this is a family, and so we want to get parents involved, and this is going to sound kind of cheesy, but have like early college team mom or team dad or something that brings those students' parents together, because we want to do different activities with the students. We're actually in May hosting an early college luncheon for all of the students in the cohort, and so in order to do that, that takes food and little prizes, and so to have parents a part of that process in order to make the events more spectacular for our students would be amazing. So what we've done right now is if your student is currently or going to be in early college, you can go ahead and write your name if you would like to be a part of one of the early college team, parents, moms, dads, whatever, to help us organize different celebrations for the students and to reward them for their hard work. Am I missing anything, Mrs. Sahara?
I can just add more.
Sure.
So just like Ms. Kendall said, that if you want to go ahead and fill that out, we are looking for, our own booster club. And so the thing that we have heard tonight is that whole family atmosphere. And so this is a way that you as parents, yes, you're doing your cheering at home, but sometimes, we know we've got great sports programs and music programs and so forth. A lot of our parents will get together and do encouraging notes, especially right before big events. So just think of how important it would be before final exams, before big tests, if they're taking that acupuncture that they talked about for qualifying, just a note of encouragement. Again, those positive things that we can do that don't always take a lot of money, but really do reap a lot of positive benefits knowing that people believe in them. And so we're looking at ways to kind of help you connect as well together. Because not only are we asking for you to support our students, but then we want to know how we can support you. Helping you with FAFSA and other things. I know Mrs. Shippey being the early college counselor. We're going to need to help you in those next steps as well. So by having this group, we can figure out how to better take our steps for students and for parents. So looks like we are ready for our next special guest. And so we will bring up our college connection coach from Ivy Tech, and I will let him introduce himself and tell you a little bit about what he does.
Thank you. All right, my name is Brian Worrell. I'm the College Connection Coach here in Elkhart County. I service 5 high schools, Concord, Jimtown, Northridge, Goshen, Northwood, and on and on and on. So basically what my role is I work for Ivy Tech. I'm here at Goshen, or at, I almost said Goshen, at Concord High School every Wednesday. Almost every Wednesday. Sometimes I have meetings and things that I need to go to. But I'm here almost every Wednesday down in the media center in the library. And I'm here just to answer questions, help students. We have the graduation coming up. So the students who have earned the 30 credits are actually able to walk in the Ivy Tech graduation on May the 10th. So they will actually walk in their Ivy Tech graduation before they graduate high school, which is actually really cool. So we've been kind of working with students on that. I think we have 7 from Concord that are from this first cohort. They're going to be graduating and walking with Ivy Tech graduation at Notre Dame. So that's kind of a big deal. The other thing is that when your students have questions, they need help, I'm always there to answer. I'm an email away. Like we had a situation today where a student wanted to register for the commencement, she couldn't get into the account. So I ran over here from our campus, which is right over on County Road 18, helped her get set up with that, and now she'll be able to participate. So I'm gonna be in the back table there. If there's any seniors in the room and you need help with ordering your transcripts from Ivy Tech, I have the information for you. If you want it sent to IU, Purdue, Washington State, wherever, we have a way that you can order that online. And then if you're incoming sophomore and you just have questions about things that you're concerned about with your students coming in, stop by and see me. I know that the teachers have mentioned that if you need to stay after school and get help, they're here to help you. Once you are in the early college, you can come to the Ivy Tech campus and get tutoring for free. And there's other things that are available for you at the Ivy Tech College campus over on County Road, right on 17 and 18. That's available to you because you are officially Ivy Tech students. And when you get your transcript transferred out, or if you want to come to Ivy Tech, it'll say Ivy Tech Community College right on it, okay? So I'm really happy to be here tonight and hope everybody can get signed up and get your AccuPlacer taken. And if that doesn't go so well, that's okay. We have the Ivy Prep program, which is an online study program that will help you get to that level if you need that help. Any questions for me real quickly? No? Okay, awesome.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open it up for general questions. And before we do that, I did want to say one thing that I won't worry about these folks when it comes to them heading off to college is I know that they're gonna finish. One of the surprising facts is, everybody says I want to go to college, and the percentage of students that leave high school and go to college is pretty amazing. But the ones that make it all the way through is not as large as we might think. So when it comes to students that go through the early college program, there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to finish because their teachers have given them that edge that will allow them to have the stamina to push through. Again, unfortunately, not every student has that experience, that has that opportunity or experience. So that's what this early college program does. So as hard as your teachers might be, it's going to pay off in the long run. All right, so any questions that you might have? Yes, ma'am, and we will try to answer them. Oh, that's fine. If you want to do separate, we can do separate, or you could do.
They're really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
The test that they need to do.
The
date.
Okay, AccuPlacer test, Miss Shippey, come on up and answer this for us, because she is our AccuPlacer queen.
So the sophomores will take the AccuPlacer in the fall, once they're registered for Ivy Tech and have their seat number. We're hoping to do that. Have we already done that? Sophomores? The freshmen have already, yeah. So if they're currently a freshman, they already have their seat number for Ivy Tech. Once we have that, we can load them into the system, and they'll take their AccuPlacer usually within the first month of the school year. So they'll take, most likely, the English writing and English reading first, and then they'll also take the math. And then from there, we know whether or not they need the remediation of the Ivy Prep.
And the students will know.
Yeah. So there is some online practice. If you go to www.AccuPlacer, I might have had one too many W's in there, .org, AccuPlacer.org. There are some online practice tests, and we'll supply that with for the students as well.
I have a follow-up to that.
Sure.
Do they only take it once?
They take it twice in a school year,
And once they pass and reach it?
then they are done. So the sophomores also take PSAT in the fall, so they'll take that test for the first time in October. So that qualifying score can qualify them for future classes as well, going into their junior year. So they may not have to take AccuPlacer past the sophomore year.
The family part of it, great. When they go into these classrooms, they're taking regular classes and they're taking college classes,
Right?
correct?
Mhm.
So
there are designated sections of English 10 that are just for early college students.
And it's just for the Minuteman.
just for Minutemen U students.
So it's just that group.
It's just that cohort group, and it may be 2 or 3 sections of early college English, or 2 or 3 sections of Algebra 2.
Okay.
Okay, but they're designated, so they will not be mixed classes. So everyone that's in that class is early college.
Okay.
Some of the other classes that are dual credit, we do have mixed classes. Like the US history is a mixed class.
Yeah.
Things like that. Some are mixed, but the majority of the early college designated classes will just be the cohort students.
And they'll be in that group until graduation.
Yes. The rest of the years. That's what they were talking about. You kind of know your family.
What you showed today, do you guys have a printout of that?
Well, what we're actually gonna do is we're actually gonna share this on social media and online on the Concord website, so you can rewatch it several times, because we'll be famous. Anybody else? I'm not the only one that gets to answer questions.
I just want to say about doing the AccuPlacer is in my experience in having done dual credit classes for about 10 years, the students that do the practice for the AccuPlacer, they learn how the questions are asked, they learn the type of questions they're going to get, especially in the sentence structure and in the reading skills and comprehension. And it is different from ISTEP, it's different from other tests that they may take. So that practice is vital for them to do that, especially if they're sophomores going to take that AccuPlacer, to give them a better comfort level of what to expect from that test. What I found just in my classes that I have done, they score better on that AccuPlacer if they have spent the time with me and we have done the practice together.
All right, any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Okay, great question. So she asked, if she wants to get tutoring from Ivy Tech, how do you do that?
So, like Brian said, that he's here almost every Wednesday. He can get your contact information, and he can help you sign up for tutoring. And then you would go to the campus, and they have certain days open for different tutoring sessions. You can do 2 hours per week per subject for free. So it's a pretty sweet deal. But you just contact Brian, and he will help you with that. Yep, we've got a card that you can take with you today. Yep, absolutely.
All right, any other questions?
So you know that we all experienced the e-learning day that just happened. Several of our early college students took advantage of the Ivy Tech campus and spent their e-learning day on campus.
Yes.
And they were able to use the computer labs and use the internet service there and access tutoring for what they needed help in. So it's a great opportunity. It's so close to our school, and it's an amazing resource.
All right, last call. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you for coming. Again, don't be intimidated by the process. Ask questions. It is a great opportunity. And I would encourage you to go out of these doors and do a really quick write. And there is our early college bulletin board that shows our current senior cohort and their college exemptions.